Pace makes the race. We've all heard it and it's true. But what does it mean? More importantly, how can it help you to be a sharper player? Pace points. That's how. When dealing with pace in horse racing, you have to understand it affects races at every level, class, and distance. Not always how we think it will, but the impact is still there just the same. Knowing who is likely to be running fastest at the start and who is likely to be finishing fastest nearing the finish, that last quarter mile is the most valuable wagering asset. Pace Points does this extremely accurately, utilizing fractional times of individual horses, post position, track condition, ground loss, and other intangibles like rider tendencies. Pace Points lets you know at a glance two key factors: who is likely to be fastest early and who is likely to be fastest late. We've all seen races where it looks like there's a ton of speed, and then one horse clears the field, often going wire to wire. How about the turf races that look like there is no speed? Somebody is going to set that pace. We know they will. We've seen it before. Have you ever had one of those head scratches where the pace is slow, even dawdling, and here comes a closer running past them all late? Pace Points will help you navigate these pace scenarios and more. The races that show you one horse with 1-1-1 front running lines and a horse with 3-3-3 stalking running lines throughout the fractions of the race, and the horse with the threes that looks like the stalker is on the lead. Pace Points will help you sharpen your game, recognize these things in advance, and recognize great setups. Pace does make the race, and Pace Points will help you understand the dynamics of the pace and the race. If you watch Past the Wire TV and read Past the Wire, you have heard me say the numbers don't lie. They don't. That is why Pace Points starts with the individual fractions of each horse and goes from there, where the best eyes, angles, and experience in the game factors in post, trip, ground loss, jockey, and more. An invaluable tool for any arsenal. We'll put this crucial info at your fingertips in an easy to read, recognize, and more importantly, utilize fashion. I like to say simplicity is the essence of intelligence. And although Pace Points is on a pretty high level, we made it very easy to understand and easier to utilize. You're going to see a list of the horses in each race, two columns next to the horses. The first column is going to give you a number. The lower the number, the faster the horse is early. And by early, we mean primarily the first quarter of any given race. Second column is going to give you a number. The lower that number, the faster the horse is late, nearing the finish, and primarily the last quarter mile of any given race. So you'll be looking at a list of the horses in the race, two numbers, an early number and a late number, based on all the factors we discussed before. Pace Points, easy to use, easy to understand, and the longer you use it, the better grasp you will have on pace, making the race, and how it's going to affect the outcome.
To learn more about Pace Points or to try it out, visit pastthewire.com or watch Past the Wire TV. We think you'll be glad you did.
Sure, bad coffee.
Are they talking about us? Shh. Wait. Are they talking about us? I think I heard Past the Wire. Past the Wire TV. They are talking about us. Often imitated, never duplicated. We are everywhere.
Seriously? If you're betting horses and not watching these shows, you gotta be freaking crazy. Capiche?
You're watching Past the Wire TV.
Well, hello everyone. Here we are, the week after Kentucky Downs. I hope all of you out there made some kind of money at Kentucky Downs. It's a very hard track to handicap. But if you hit a couple of races that could pay pretty decent, which most of them did, you could cash out every day. You can. And if you're lucky enough to combine it all together and put it in a pick four, pick threes, or even pick fives, yeah, then you can knock it out of the park. So I didn't do too bad myself last weekend, but yeah, once again, 3 out of 5 ain't gonna cut the pick five. But overall on my card, I did pretty well here and there. Of course, when I say here and there, like I might be the first 3 races, and then I go dry for 2 or 3 races, and then I hit again. But if you keep on doing that, and you could survive the day, and you hit some nice prices, you could walk out pretty good. Now, the first thing is if you want to get all these shows. Now, remember we're heading into Breeders' Cup time now. This is what our main focus is what horses are going to go to the Breeders' Cup, who's looking good, who's not, type of thing. All these type of races. So hit that subscribe button right down below, right there, and you'll get every one of our shows, my show, John's shows, Gio's, and even Jim's show, which he has his on Sunday mornings. And you get the information, see where we're, keep up with some things, and voice your opinion too. That we love that. And then, and of course, you hit that little alert button. You never miss a show either. So just hit that. And I also want to thank Race Lens for all the tools they give us here to get this show going on and help you out there. And if you guys have any questions about Race Lens, claiming, buying horses, matter of fact, I'm going to the sale. Hang on one second here. Let me grab one of my books here. Yeah, I'm going to one of these sales. I'm going to Keeneland. I'm going to be there on Friday and Saturday. So if you're going to be there, look me up, hit me an email, and I'll tell you where I'm going to be at. And we could look at horses. We could talk. I can show you some things, whatever you need to do. And of course, we're still, almost done here with our syndication with the owning and pin hooking. So if you're interested in that, any questions whatsoever about it, shoot me an email. So let's get into this show. Let's handicap. I had a couple of tracks I was in mind to do, and I handicapped 2 tracks, and I came to the conclusion we're gonna do a show about Churchill Downs. But anybody out there that's looking at the Laurel racetrack, there's some nice little stakes and stuff races out there. Shoot me an email if you want that full card. I will give you that. And of course the full card here at Churchill Downs. But let's go in and let's dive into Saturday's. What we're going to do is the pick 5, which is race 7. And we're going to also do race 8. We can't do them all because time, but hey, we'll hit some of them, right? So here we go. Race number 7. And there we go. This is going a mile and 16th. This is for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Okay, main track, of course. Regaled, the number 1 horse here. This horse, last time out, looked pretty decent, closing pretty good. If you watch it on film, the horse did really good closing. The time before that kind of hung a little bit, was starting to close and kind of hung a little bit. And even the time before that closed very well. So are we going to get the good closing or the hanging? But the horse is pretty consistent overall when it comes to closing since December, when this horse turned 4, like the light switch came on or something, of how consistent this horse runs. So I think this horse is probably better as a 4-year-old. And, this is what you're going to get, especially, well, all horses really, but fillies and mares are really a different part. If you get a great 3-year-old, sometimes they stop at 4. Sometimes they move forward. So it's just, you got to catch that race or two right when they turn their age. And even when they go to 5, Now, after 5, most of the time they will level out if they keep running. But it's that 3 to 4 is the biggest jump either way. They either stop improving or they improve tremendously. And I think this is one of them that is improving. Beckman, the trainer, with this jockey Ramos, they hit at 20%. So that's not too bad. Kind of got to like that a little bit. Now, is this horse going to do any damage here? Well, it's a 6-horse field. So I think this horse can. I don't know about the win spot personally. I would say on the bottom side of this, the exotics, but the horse would not totally 100% shock me. Let's put that away. But for me, I'm going to put it on the bottom side. They don't like it. The running style has come from behind. Now, remember, when it comes to Churchill Downs, let's go back real quick on that. It's really nice to have a horse that has run on Churchill Downs before. And you just want to see if they can handle it. They don't have to win or nothing like that. Just can they handle it? Churchill Downs is a different beast when it comes to all the tracks. That has a different feel. So if they never ran on it, you want to actually see that they've worked out on it at least 3 or 4 times, and at least how they handle that track and workouts. If you could get those videos. So this horse, I think, has got a shot, but for me, I'm going to put it on the bottom side. Alpine Princess. Now this horse, look at this horse. This horse has that speed type to take the lead, or it could sit right off the pace and pressure. It's a pressure type of horse, you know. So she will be sitting right off the leader. I think personally, I don't think she needs the lead to win this race. You got Cox and Irad. What a great combo, of course. You got to know that. Irad takes over for where Tyler Gaffleon rode her last time. This horse went wire to wire in a mile 16th before it. Did well in a small stakes. This horse has ran in a grade 3, grade 2s, and has done well. Has been right there. Look at that, losing by a head, losing by a neck. So it's been right there. So this horse has got tons of class. One of the horses to beat, in my opinion. Up close, drop back evenly. Success is a return to ratio is 23%. Beaten favorites, the jockey switch. The jockey switch doesn't bother me. I mean, either way, it excites me or bothers me either way on that, because you're going from Gaffleon to Irad. But this horse has got a lot of talent, and you got to respect this horse ability to win this race. So I think this is one of the horses that will or can win this race. And talking about another horse that could probably win the race is, here you go, Royal Spa, the number 3. Tyler Gaffleon now is on this horse. So look, this horse finished second to Torpedo Anna, 2 races back at Churchill Downs. Has run an excellent race, won at Churchill Downs. This horse is a horse for the course, 5 out of 7 times in the money at Churchill Downs. Like the breeding, 5-year-old mare. She hasn't missed a beat this year. So from her going from 4 to 5, she hasn't missed a beat. So she's one of those that keeps going well. I think this is probably the horse to beat, but I have to admit the 2 is going to be right there. So I like this horse's chances a lot in this race. Horse shifting into tracks, wins at multiple circuits is the angle there. You got to like that a little bit. So definitely a major player. The 4 Corningstone. Now this horse has ran pretty even overall in the last, almost every race this horse runs. So where this horse breaks is pretty much overall is where this horse ends up. I mean, breaks second, finishes third by only 2.5 lengths, or 2.25 lengths, excuse me. Broke 5th, finished 4th. Broke 5th, finished 5th. Broke 1st, finished 1st. Broke 4th. Here you go. There's a different one. Broke 4th to win and won that race. So, but it does mean, like, kind of when this horse breaks, and most of the time that's where it ends up. Has different riders, Leperoux and Hernandez and all that stuff. So Peak and Hernandez. You already know that combination by now. Nice combination for me. I'm going to take a seat back. I think there's a couple of horses in here that could do better. So, but, you know, if you like this horse, I don't want to talk you off of it, but I'm one of those that sees a pattern here where this horse breaks. That's where it ends up pretty much overall. And that doesn't excite me. There's not much movement in that horse during the race. 5, Free Like a Girl. Another one here that just doesn't quite have enough oomph in my book to get past at least 2 or 3 of these horses. I just don't see this horse. The best this horse could do is at the end of the race, I think. The horse can do the distance. It has ran second against Torpedo Anna twice. But I see this. I think this horse is up against a couple of horses in here. This horse is a 6-year-old mare. For him, his second start after a layoff, out of the money. So, yeah, I just want to see more from this horse. Even though she has finished in the past against Torpedo Anna, I just don't see it in this race. I think there's a couple other horses, for sure 3, that could beat this horse. And number 6, Our Pretty Woman. Steve and Luis teaming up for 33%. That's good, very good. And this horse has got that speed type of thing that could most likely be your leader, okay? This is probably going to be your leader in the race. And who else would you want on there? On the front end would be Luis Saez. He's going to get a lot out of this horse at the end. But I think those the 2 and the 3, the number 2 and number 3 is going to sit so close and put some pressure on this horse. I think you're going to see a different outcome on this. I think this horse won't be able to hang on personally, but it does. I mean, the horse does well at this track, 1 for 2. Look, someone's going to have to take lead. She's got tons of talent. I would not be flat out shocked if she won, but I see at least 2 horses here beating her. So there we have that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go and see what Racelands, how they predict this race is going to pan out. And you're going to start seeing some horses that ran at Kentucky Downs start running at all these other tracks, you know. Belmont at the Big A. You got Churchill Downs. You're going to have Keeneland coming up soon for their fall meet. All these tracks. And this is what I found out in the last couple of years. I have my own little system. If a horse wins at Kentucky Downs, their very next race, no matter what track we're talking about, it could be Santa Anita, it could be wherever, it doesn't matter. They do not win. Doesn't mean they won't finish in the money. I'm saying they do not win. And the next thing I look at is if you finish within 3 lengths of the winner or less, it's the same thing. They do not win their very next race, no matter where they're at. They might finish on the board, but not win. It's going to happen more than not. So that helps me when I'm handicapping at the Big A, you know, Belmont at the Big A, or, you know, Kentucky, Churchill Downs, or even Keeneland or wherever. Whenever I see that horse, I like the horse, whatever the case may be, and it won or comes in within 3 lengths of the winner, I just say, nope, that's not going to be my top pick. It helps me eliminate that spot. So if I have another horse I think is very equal, I'm going to move that horse up a little bit more above that other one. And it does help out in handicapping. And, of course, after that, after handicapping, if it helps in handicapping, that means it helps in your wallet. So this is how they see the race, the 3 and the 6 jumping out early lead. I don't know who's going to really have the lead there. I'm going to say the 6 personally. I think the 3 will be sitting second. Middle of the race, they're saying the 3 is going to take over, and the 6 will be second. I don't know. I still think 6 is going to have the lead, and the 3 is going to be second. And they say the 6 by 71%, the 3 at basically 11%. 2, 5, and 1. I personally see it, the 3 winning this race, the 2 coming in second, the 1 coming in third, and the 6 coming in fourth. That's how I'm predicting it. Here's the probable factors that we use at Churchill Downs. Speed at 4, class at 5, form at 4, and distance at 4. And then you go to the jockey trainer, both at 3, and the pace is at 4. And the trainer and the track at 5, and then the angles at 3, and then track conditions at 4. Why I put track conditions at 4, that track changes big time if it rains, okay? Big time. And it dries out very fast too. You got to remember those things about this track. So if you had rain the night before and it starts off like a little off going in the morning, by the second or third race, it's going to be a fast track if you don't, if the sun's out and everything helped dry it out. Let's see the probable odds for this race. Our Pretty Woman at 2 to 5, and the morning line's 4 to 1. I don't know if it's going to get down to 2 to 5. I don't see that. I think there's a plenty of people that are going to be liking the number 3, which is my pick. That's the morning line, 8 to 5. I think they're both going to be very close to the maybe even money each. Who's going to be the favorite? I don't know. Maybe the 6, maybe the 3, but I think they're going to battle it out. And your third one will be the number 2, would be your third choice in the odds when it comes to that race, I believe. So that's how I see it. That's how they see it. And we'll move on to the 8th race. Now, once again, one more time, if anybody out there have any questions for me, shoot me an email about anything like that. And let's go and get this pick 5. So we're going to dig into the 8th race now next. And there we go. All right. This is for 2-year-olds. Okay. So this is kind of like the start of, if you want to say it, the Kentucky Derby Trail. These type of races. As a 2-year-old, they're going a mile. This is for start of the trail for the Juvenile Breeders' Cup. So you will get a lot of these horses in the Breeders' Cup, and possibly a handful of horses might be on the Derby Trail at one point. So we're going to go through this pretty quick here. So the number 1 horse, look, this horse, 1 time out. That's all this horse has ran. So we don't have much data on this, but that's a very nice race. Going 7 furlongs, rated very well, blew the doors off, just pulling away from everybody. I cannot blame this trainer and jockey owner, everybody, to go into this race. This is a good little start. It's a grade 3, and the horse is pretty fast, it looks like. Now, will this horse be the leader? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's going to be sitting close to the pace, but with these 2-year-olds, you don't know how they're going to react, especially their second race. Every horse's second race, most of the time you look for improvement. And look the way this horse won last time, and improvement on top of that, that's going to be phenomenal. The number 2, last time out, ran very even in a very small stakes race. But hey, the horse was hanging in there, hung tough, did try turf for the first time that day. So you could probably dismiss that a little bit because it was a different track from when the horse broke its maiden first time out, destroyed horses on the main track, tons of speed. This is probably one of your most likely leaders of the race. My question is, can this horse make a mile? I don't know, but right now, going off of this, I'm going to say I'm going to wait and see. But look, it was a dead heat. Wow, that's amazing. Anyway, so I think this horse has got talent, early speed, but you know what? I'm going to wait and see. The number 3, almost the same pattern. If you look at this horse 5.5, won pretty convincingly. Just started pulling away at the end. The second time out in a small stakes race, ran even, but kind of got crushed at the end. The horses started pulling away. So my question is, does this horse have enough oomph to get up there for anything? I don't know. I think he might have learned something from that race, to be honest with you. Remember, they have to have a race where they get bumped and this and that to start learning how to run races. And it looked like the first race, the horse had a pretty clean race overall. And the second one was a little bit more bumpy, not a lot, nothing big, nothing to cry about. This horse is bred to go a mile with the speed, Golden Sense. The Angle is a beaten favorite last time. Jockey switch. You're going from Cannon to Ortiz, Irad Ortiz. So McPeak. Believe it or not, they don't have any data on Irad riding for McPeak. That's pretty amazing that he has not ridden for him yet this year. So, does this horse have talent to win? Yeah, I think so. And I think he's going to actually improve off of that third that he did get beat by 17. They just shut it down. So I think this horse is going to be a major player overall. Looking for this horse for sure in the bottom side of the exotics. Wouldn't be super surprised to see this horse get up and win. But I think there's a couple others in here that could do a little bit more damage. But number 4, look at this. This is another McPeak horse, but he has Hernandez, his go-to rider. Horse going from turf to dirt. Let's see what his angle is. 20% McPeak gets on that when he goes from turf to dirt. In the money, 44% of the time. This horse, first time out, finished second. Not a bad race at all. Got to like it. And then, of course, the horse improved and won his second time out. So I don't blame them for taking a shot here. They are taking him off turf. So they knew something about this horse that they went turf the first time. This might be just a turf horse, but, they're going to try to figure out if this horse likes dirt a little bit, especially at Churchill Downs. This is another key race for that, if you're thinking about Derby down the road. So is this horse a player? Could be, yeah. But I still think there's at least 2 to 3 other horses in here that could do some more damage. The 5, look at this horse. Steve Ashmanson and Jose, they team up at 28% out of 158 starts. That's very, very good. Last time out, the horse gave way at the end in a small stakes. The horse has been running in small stakes after it broke his maiden. This is probably going to be one of your leaders, if not the leader. Has the speed to go wire to wire, I think, and bred for that too, out of a gun runner. So I think this is a major player. You're going to have to look out for this horse. You're going to have to come and catch me type of play type of horse. 7-2, I think you could probably still get 7-2, which will not be too bad. The 6, this horse, kind of a steady type of horse, especially the last 2 times, really amazing. I just don't know if this horse could get the distance. The horse definitely could sprint pretty good. Keith DeSormo, a lot of people, especially on the East Coast, don't know about this trainer. He's a West Coast trainer. Excellent trainer. He knows how to get them fit. He knows where to place them, too. He places horses in the right spot more than not. Let's put it that way. And but in this spot, I'm going to take a seat back and watch and see from myself. I don't have a problem with James Graham riding this horse. He rode him last time. He knows this horse. And the Angle is 3rd race after a layoff. We're looking for improvement. We are definitely looking for an improvement. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to sit back and watch for improvement for this horse. But remember, take note on all these horses. Even if you do not win this race, or even if you win this race betting-wise, go back and check every one of these horses. Why did they lose if you were on the winning side? Why did this happen? What happened here? How did you miss that horse in your trifecta, or whatever the case may be? This is how you're going to know these players when it comes to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and other stakes races in the future here. The 7, this horse has done almost nothing wrong at all. Tyler Gaffleone is riding this horse. This horse has got tons of talent. This horse has got rating type of speed. Can this horse make the distance? He's out of collected out of flatter mare. Yeah, I think so. The horse is 2 for 2 on the money at Churchill. Gotta like that. So, and the way Tyler's riding right now, he's gotta like all that. I think this is a major player. This horse is gonna be. You're gonna have to look out for this horse too. With that 5 out there winging it, this one might be sitting second or third right there, and just trying to take advantage at when it's when it's time to do it, right? So look out for this horse. The 8. This horse will be coming from behind, I believe. Did a very good coming from behind at 7 furlongs. If you're sprinting and you're come from behind her, that's probably your favorite distance. If you're a sprinter, come from behind her, is 7 furlongs. So this horse shown that talent there. But for me, I think I'm going to have to see a little bit more to say this is. There's at least 2 or 3 other horses that are, in my opinion, a little bit more of a notch above. But nothing to disgrace about this horse so far. I mean, they're just going to try to develop this horse. And it might be even a horse for the future of like Breeders' Cup and stuff. They don't like the running style, the way it comes from, basically coming from the clouds, but I don't think it's going to come from the clouds. The 9, another one that's going to come from behind. This horse did one of the hardest things to do in a 5.5 furlong is come from behind. But the horse did it, has some tactical speed. Trainer profitabilities from sprint to route. He has a success of 30%. So yeah, sprint route, yeah, I like that. Look at this ROI when this trainer, Riley Mott, gets a plus 260% return on your investment. Excellent. And he's done very well since he's left his dad barn. And he's out training on his own. He's done pretty well. So he's definitely a trainer you should be looking for, especially the young side. And demand these odds, though. Definitely demand those odds. But I think this horse has got some talent to hit the board. But for the win column, not for me. The 10, interesting horse I hear. Didn't break its maiden, barely, lost. Then went into a stakes race, just missed winning that. Then went back in a maiden and finished 4th, ran even all the way around. I have mixed feelings on this horse now. I think this horse has got tons of talent. I understand why they're taking this horse into some of these stakes races, especially at a young age. I think this horse has got enough talent to hit the board. And I'm going to definitely demand the 12 to 1. Luis Saez aboard is, for me, the clincher of why I think this horse could hit the board here. And I think he will get a lot out of this horse. So I think this horse could hit the board, be bottom side of your exotics. But like I said before, I do think there's at least 2 horses that could beat him. But you know what? Definitely would not be shocked if this horse got up and won this race. They've been believing in this horse from basically day one, and they threw him in a stakes race at the Kentucky Juvenile Stakes here at Kentucky Churchill Downs, so look out for that horse. I think the horse could do some kind of damage. Now, let's go and see what Racelands, how they see this race panning out. Okay, race number 8. See how they see a lot of speed in there, a lot of speed. 3, 5, 7, 10, even the 1 and 6, So there's plenty of speed in this race. The question is, who's going to get the lead? I personally think the 5 is going to get the lead. I think the 7 is going to be sitting second, maybe third in this race. Possibly the 3 will be up there close to, So in the middle of the race, they see 7, 1, 10, 2. I don't know about that. I don't know about the 7 taking over at that early, but wouldn't be shocked 100%. and they see it 5, 7, 10, 4, 6. And the 5 winning at 48% chance. I got it 5, 7, 10, 3. So, they even see something in that 10 too that, I believe there's something there. You already have the probable factors. How do you come up with that? It's the same in this race because it's a dirt race. And here are your odds, probable odds, which is even money on the 5, and you're 7-2. Will the 5 be the favorite? Maybe. Probably at even money. If not, the 7 is going to be right there taking some of that money. I think the 7, 5, 7 they're going to battle it out. Who's going to be the favorite? I think the 5 will end up being the favorite, but that's me right now. So that's how I see it. Now let's go and see what I'm going to do for my pick 5. All right. Here we go. All right. The late pick 5 course starts in race number 7. So race number 7, I like it 3, 2, 1, 6. I'm going to go with an exacta there, 3 over the 2. But when it comes to my pick 5, I'm going to go 3, 2. I'm just taking my top 2 choices there. Race number, leg number 3, which would be race number 8. I'm taking 3 horses. I'm going 5, 7, 10. I am going to throw in that 10 because of the odds, and I think there's some hidden talent there that the horse is learning and figuring things out. Leg number 3, which is race number 9, I'm going 3 deep again. I'm going 2, 4, 3. And then I'm going to start spreading out on leg number 4, which is race number 10. 1, 2, 3, 10, which is 4 deep. And then the last race, which is race 11, the leg number 5, I'm going 5 deep. 13, 2, 4, 7, 8. Now, if there's any scratches, most likely maybe the 13 because it's on the also eligible. I would throw in, maybe another horse that maybe you like in there. I would keep it at 5 no matter what. So anyway, race number 8, I like 5, 7, 10, 3, the exacta, 5 over the 7. The 9th race, I like the 2, 4, 3, 6, the exacta, 2 over the 4. And then race 10, I like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 10. And the exacta is going to be the 1 over the 2, 3. And then, of course, the last race, the 11th, I like 13, 2, 4, 7. I'm going to do a try 13, 2 over the 13, 2, 4, 7, 8 to the all. So there's my pick 5. There's everything there. That's how I see it. And sharing, there we go. Everybody go out there. Let's go and get this pick 5 at Churchill Downs. Get all that money. Until then, see ya.
Knowledge. It isn't free. You got to pay attention.
And ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the winner's circle for a very special presentation. Representatives from Handicapping for Horses, along with professional handicapper Jonathan Stetton, are proud to support the work of the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance and Old Friends. Accepting the check for the inaugural Handicapping for Horses event this past summer at Saratoga are representatives from the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance and Old Friends. Gulfstream Park welcomes Michael Blowen, Jonathan Stetton, Kelly Stovey, Jim Rhodes here this afternoon. Since 2012, the TAA has awarded more than $17.2 million to accredited organizations. Handicapping for Horses looks to make their Saratoga Springs event larger and raise money for Thoroughbreds Aftercare year after year. Once again, thank you to Handicapping for Horses, Jonathan Stetton, and welcome to Old Friends and our friends at the TAA. The Rainbow Six and race number 5 up next.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby.
You're watching Past the Wire TV, the biggest races at the best tracks. From the Kentucky Derby to the Breeders' Cup. The best horse racing coverage is right here on Past the Wire TV.
dynasty in motion, reshaping the sport's greatest tradition, channeling the legends of his line and surpassing them. 4 of the last 6 Derby winners carry his genes. A Golden Son, a Horse of the Year. Another chapter written beneath those iconic spires. Derby dreams fulfilled for the titans of our industry. From authentic to sovereignty, a legacy both real and supreme. Into
Pace
mystery.
Points is a sophisticated algorithm developed to help handicappers accurately recognize key aspects of a race. Specifically, who will be running fast early and who will be closing fast late. Pace makes the race, and now you can have even complicated pace scenarios projected accurately right at your fingertips. What sharp player wanting every edge wouldn't want this? Exactly, none. Although the algorithm based on fractional times and incorporating other key factors is complex, the information is presented in both an easy-to-read and understand format. Try Pace Points and elevate your game and chance of success to a state-of-the-art at the highest level. You can find Pace Points at Past the Wire.
Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Often imitated, never duplicated. If you ain't smooth, you ain't never gonna be a smooth operator.
Here comes journalism, here comes sovereignty, and they square off, heading to the final front. Sovereignty wins the Derby!
You're watching Past the Wire TV. Hit that like button and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Are they talking about us? Shh. Wait. Are they talking about us? I think I heard Past the Wire. Past the Wire TV. They are talking about us. Often imitated, never duplicated. We are everywhere. Nobody does it better.